as we are praying the Lord's Prayer and we get to this, thy kingdom come, we're not talking about God taking over the United States and Jesus holding the office of president. We're talking about letting Jesus fully into our hearts, to fully rule our lives, to guide and direct us into loving others, even our enemies, to help us be conformed to his will, to love like he loves, to see the world as he sees the world. That's what we're praying for when we say those words. The primary mission of Jesus Christ then, and has been all along, is to reestablish his kingdom on earth. And so the question for us has been all along, which kingdom do you want to live in? The United Nations has figured out that the kingdom that we've built around the world and all of its various forms isn't working. Do we want to live in his kingdom? The problem is the kingdom of this world is the kingdom that we built. We built it and we kind of like it, even though it's terrible for us. We like it because we did it. And so we're trying to salvage it somehow or another. But that's the thing, is ultimately the kingdom that we have built has separated us from God. If we want to know about how our arrogance has messed things up so badly, all we need to do is watch the nightly news from time to time, and we will recognize that, wow, things aren't quite working under our system. And if you're willing to be really honest, and this is hard, you might just, instead of looking at the TV, refer to the mirror and see what's looking back at you, and be honest about what you've built. And that, some of it might look pretty good on the outside, but there's some things that might be broken that we can invite God to be a part of. The Sermon on the Mount as a whole, and certainly at this point in the prayer that he's teaching us, invites us to make a new choice. His kingdom has never left us. Now that we can see where our kingdom has taken us, maybe we are going to have a different opinion about God's kingdom. And if we want, we can just go back to Scripture and we can go over history, and we will see time and time again that God's kingdom is the one that's worth living in. And the kingdom of this world will always bring about destruction. So this sermon that Jesus is preaching has been making this case for the distinction of these two separate kingdoms, the kingdom of the world and the reign of God. And he's been introducing us to what the reign of God can really look like. And Jesus is now coaching us to pray for that, to pray to be a part of his kingdom movement. And the success of this revolution of rescue that Jesus is starting in the Gospels and that we are a part of depends on us depending on God. Are you willing to depend on God for everything in your life? Are you willing to step into his simple kingdom and to just love God? And when you love God, you start loving the people around you.